Hello to all my Bird Gang members, my Villanova affiliates, my Sixers, because we got some news today. We got it for y'all today. I got it for y'all. That's what we do. Here on Hardcore Sports Network, follow your sports. We're going to mess a little Villanova with the Sixers and the Eagles. So let's get right to it. Now, first thing I want to do, it's going to be some news we say that it's sports and it's been, talked about. So we're going to get right to it. Nike Hoop Summit, big time. That was big time for me. You know why? Because there's a lot of talented gentlemen on this floor here. A lot of talented gentlemen on this squad. Now we're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. Let's get it right. Okay? Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Listen. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I love this team. Bruce Branch III has been really impressing me. Jason Crow Jr. always been an elite player. Always been impressive. Missouri commit. Looking at what he's going to do when he gets there. When he gets there to Missouri, it's going to be crazy. They got a good squad, got a good recruiting class coming in. It's going to be crazy. Christian Collins, Jason Crow, Bruce Branch III, Caleb Gaskins, Caleb Holt, Brandon McCoy, Deron Rigby Jr., Jordan Smith Jr., Tyron Stokes, Ethan Taylor, Cameron Williams, and Elijah Williams. Out of those guys, you got Elijah Williams, who's committed to Baylor, Cameron Williams, and Deron Rigby Jr. committed to Duke. Ethan Taylor's committed to Michigan State. Caleb Gaskins with Miami, and Jason Crow Jr. with Missouri. Now, congratulations to guys that, I'm more Jason Crow Jr., big time. Got credits to Brandon McCoy out there, Jordan Smith Jr., and definitely congratulations for sure to Deron Rigby Jr., man. That's my guy. Notice him and Jason Crow, their families, they're close. Other guys I watch exclusively, and just really Tyron Stokes, man. You just been unbelievable out there, man. Really a man child out there. Bruce Branch III is just, because I'm gonna have to admit, I was like on some, okay. It was a lot of good players, and then you just had to fight it out. Got to fight it out to see who's the best, and that's how that went. Now, things I want to talk about. Let's get to the Eagles, man. Let's get there. We're gonna get to Villanova. Let's get to the Eagles. Okay. First off, this is it. This is what Jason Dooman, shout out to him, analyst out there. He put up his predictions for the playoffs. Now, if anyone knows, things are different now. We know Chicago won. Okay, we know San Fran will go against Philly today. We know Chicago and Green Bay was the one. It's crazy because Chicago and Green Bay, and now Chicago will go against Philly, and Green Bay will go against Seattle. That's coming up. Now, coming up, you got Buffalo against Denver, and you got Houston against that's the predictions. The Houston against New England. That's the predictions. And that's kind of mine. It's kind of mine. Today's games, ladies and gentlemen. Today's games, let's get to that. We got Philadelphia against San Francisco. That's a knockdown drag out, all right? Knockdown drag out fight. It's going to be one. And then, it's kind of personal. Because, Philadelphia and San Francisco get into it. They get into it, and it's always personal. And I get that. I get that. I get that. But this is it. This is a very important game right here. Super important game. Super. Looking at the way this game shapes up, we do have Buffalo today. Buffalo goes against the Jaguars today, along with Philadelphia Eagles and the 49ers. Then we also have the Chargers and the Patriots. And tomorrow it's the Texans and the Steelers. Yeah, they doing things. You just keep up with it. So I'm looking at it. I'm thinking the Texans will beat the Steelers. I'm thinking the Chargers will beat the Patriots. I'm telling y'all what's going on. It's all, and I think Josh Allen to get over the Jaguars. And we're looking at now. Let's go back to this. Where we going right here with the playoffs, and I just think I think the Texans are a real good team. And I think that let's speed up to the prize. I think Texans will be the team that gets there and to the conference championship. I think that'll be the team. I think if anybody goes against Josh Allen, it'll be the Texans. I think that'll be it. I think the Texans are the team that'll go to the Super Bowl. I think they got it. They got the young quarterback. They got a good. I think D'Amico Ryan is such a good coach, and what they were able to do since he's been here. They are my sleeper team, and I picked the Chargers over the Patriots. I just think Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. Jim Harbaugh is a good coach, man, and I feel like he'll outcoach the Chargers coaching staff will outcoach the New England Patriots coaching staff. May is good. Diggs is good. They got some good players, but I think C.J. Stroud and that defense will overcome that. Now, over there, yes, I think L.A. will go against the Eagles. That is my prediction. I think those are the two best teams available, period. I'm talking about the NFL. I think between those two teams, one of those will win the Super Bowl. And I think the Eagles are coming back. I think people are forgetting about the Eagles. And, of course, when you have those, up and down times where you get, struggling games. I mean, look at New York. They had downfalls, and I think Chicago was one of them. Chicago, listen, as an Eagle fan, you should want Chicago back. You should want Chicago back. You should want them back. Because, see, if we're talking about, who's the best team, everybody's talking about the best matchup and who I want to eat. No, it's not. I want the best team. And Philadelphia is that team. It's not like they're a team that's slouching and they don't have nothing. Like the Eagles are the best team on paper. They're the best team. They don't like how many people left from last year's team. The big thing was Patullo. Patullo, which I thought was going to go more easy than it's going, is the big difference. So I think Chicago is that team. Philadelphia needs to knock them out to let them know who they are. They are the Eagles. They are the defending Super Bowl champions. So I feel like this is their game. Now, against Chicago, 200-yard rushers they had. They ran all, but Khalil Williams, look at that game. He didn't have a good game. The Eagles are able to corrupt people. They just had to stop the run. That had to get better. Stopping the run had to get better. Had to get better, man. So that was big. And that point, I think that's what really, that was crazy. You look at the game, he had a bad game. Khalil had a bad game. So now I guess people want to say, well, Khalil is good now, so that in the run game, and you're not going to come to Philly. They have the opportunity. Anybody does on any given Sunday. We look at the options. You look at, size things up. No. Philly's supposed to. I think that it could be a close game. I give them respect. Chicago has their team. They proved it. But they also have the ability to get blown out by the Eagles. Like this shouldn't have been 24-15. That should not have happened for the Eagles. So that's going to be there. And the Rams, they had a good defense. They got Matthew Stafford. He's been there. And Kyron Williams is running good. Devontae Adams to the Puka Nacua, first team All-Pro. You got to look at that, man. You got to look at that. And to me, those are the two best teams left, period. Experience in Super Bowls, both quarterbacks, MVP candidate type quarterbacks. Like that's the game. And then the Rams and Philly have been through each other before. They are. It's becoming a rivalry almost. All right, now we're talking about the Eagles and where they at. Let's talk about what's different. Jalen Hurts. Let's talk about what's different. Man. We got to really go to the point that Jalen Hurts is different, and the whole team is different. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, The whole team, coaching staff, everybody's amped up. Of course, this is a playoff team. And this is what Joy Malata said, the left tackle, one of the best in the game. He's letting down his walls. This is a guy I know, but now everyone can see the guy I know. It's because, Jalen was to himself. We know, we could tell who he was. He was a leader. I mean, he is a leader, but he wasn't as vocal. He just really started getting more vocal this year. I'm talking about not just right now, just in terms of in the beginning of the year. He had to, speak up and talk to Batulo. He had to start putting his ear in, and they had to have every meetings and call. It was more vocal that had to go on because, it was problems. It was problems. But now they're saying even AJ Brown's the one who started a lot. They said as far as getting the team together, getting everybody riled up. And now you're seeing Jalen Hurts get with the team and be good. So this is going to be big. It's going to be big for the Eagles to go make this Super Bowl push. Really make them in this Super Bowl push. They got to have that chemistry. They got to know how to be together and win. Order to have this push, that has to happen. So we're looking at the Eagles going against the 49ers. The 49ers got injuries. Got a lot of injuries. And so, especially key on defense, and they're not good at stopping the run. The Niners are not good at stopping the run. The one thing they do have is a great running back in Christian McCaffrey, who just made the first team all-purpose. I want to talk about that. That was something I wanted to get into because Acho, y'all watched the Speakeasy. LaShawn McCoy, Emmanuel Acho. They had guys like James Jones, TJ Humazado on there. I forgot the other two guys. I'm sorry. I recognize y'all there. He's one of the hosts. The guy be on like the DJ board or something like that. He's a Cowboy fan. And the other guy, too, they be doing the super chats. It's a real good show, man. They were talking about the All-Pro. And I agree with Shady as far as where's All-Pro? Where's All-Purpose back? Like, are we forgetting how to officiate football? Are we forgetting how to name football? They have fullbacks, and then I agree with Shady. Well, I understand what he's saying. I understand when he says they don't even use the fullback. Why are they in there? Then you add all-purpose. The three receivers are supposed to be there. You can even add the nickel corner, but you can't add all-purpose back. That's not even a position on the football field. That's crazy. That's a talent. If you could be an all-purpose back, that's a little crazy, and I don't want to get too, but that's a little. I don't know what that was for. Like for what? It's crazy, man. Also, real quick, Gale Sayers is better than anybody y'all was naming. I didn't see him play. All you gotta do is look at the resume, do your homework. If you're an analyst, Gale Sayers was better than y'all was talking about Bo Jackson and Frank Gore and starting to rate guys. And I just want to say Gale Sayers is better than anybody y'all was naming. But if I heard Frank Gore, I heard some other guys, Bo Jackson, he played longer. He played longer than all those guys. He's more like a Terrell Davis type, except he didn't have a Super Bowl. This is Terrell Davis played a certain amount of years, but because of how good he was and the injuries, he was able to make the Pro Bowl. So shout out to Speakeasy, but that was a little crap. I think Gale Sayers is way ahead of the game on, on Bo Jackson or anybody they want to name. And Derrick Rose, no. Derrick Rose didn't even get to extent. You talking about if. That's like the Penny Hardaway situation. No, it's a little different. Gale Sayers played the extended time to where he really impacted. And Rose, after the MVP season, it seemed like it just wasn't the same guy. If you're talking about Penny Hardaway, he made a nice run, and then it was over. Grant Hill Grant Hill was more in the Gale Sayers conversation at least because he played an extended time, got extended All-Stars when he really made an impact similar to Gale Sayers. You're talking about injuries, some guys were cut short of injuries. Terrell Davis, Grant Hill, and Gale Sayers are all in that conversation talk. Other stuff was crazy. And Cam Newton situation. Cam Newton's always like this. There's two things, though. Cam Newton has an opinion, and I respect it. I do respect Cam Newton's opinion. But at the same time, he said, and then he was like, don't make it about me and this is just how I feel. This is how he feels. But Cam Newton was better than Phillip Rivers, Deshaun McCoy. Whatever. You can say what you want, man. Numbers, play longer, but he was not better than Cam Newton. That's crazy. But Cam Newton definitely is tripping about Drake May being a game changer, man. He a game changer. A game changer. I don't know what you want. But I do get the points of both Shady and Cam Newton. Shady's saying, man, his second year he impacting, and this. I mean, he's saying pretty much agreeing with me. I think he's a game changer. Cam is saying let him play a little bit longer, and that's understand. Come on, Shady, that's real. He only done played 2 seasons. Just because in the second year, he doesn't have nothing behind that though. If he was cut short today and couldn't play football anymore, he couldn't even be considered for anything. Like it wouldn't even be a judge. So you have to give him a resume first. He's still here. And I give respect to Cam for being a quarterback and able to talk. It's just some things he says are crazy. But a lot of, we don't agree with everybody's stuff. But Cam Newton, you got to give him his credit, man. He was special. And I mean, that I didn't agree with him about the Jalen Hurts thing. I didn't. He's an elite quarterback. You just don't have to do what y'all do. That makes him even more special. He don't have to do what other quarterbacks do that you put on the criteria. Like you're stacking up the stats. Like he's came back in one game. He's been a Super Bowl MVP. He's been almost winning the MVP next Mahomes in 2022. I mean, I'm talking about over Mahomes. I'm just saying, man. But okay, now we're going. I just want to say in that game, like I say, I feel like the Eagles should blow them out. That the Niners, they have definitely the potential to make it a close game and the potential for us to win by a couple of touchdowns, but they don't have nobody. I think McCaffrey's the one guy, and we have a 102 rating against running backs. 102 couple of against running backs. So that's the one big point. But against tight ends, George Kittle, don't worry about that. Eagles are good at covering. They have guys like Bond. They have guys like Campbell. Dean, they can all cover. They covered the tight end. Cooper DeJean come down, so we're not worried about that. We just got to get on there running, stopping the running. Who's going to stop the receiver? I've seen that happen before. I've seen a receiver. I think it was Tampa. It was listen. I've seen running backs burn our linebackers. Jahai Campbell. I've seen it. So that is definitely something that we got to watch out for. Will the Eagles be on that point and be able to stop that? We're able to stop the McCaffrey from catching the ball and then opening up everything else, because that's what could happen. But I just don't see, even with that being on there, I don't see they don't have enough. They don't even have enough that they're not the team that they were when they was about to play them in 2022, when they played them and lost. Before Purdy went down, the whole team as a collective was super talented. And this team is good. It's just not. They did good coaching. Kyle Shanahan's a great offensive play caller, but they're not as talented. So I expect at least a 2-touchdown game win. But it's been hard for me to get these judging these scores this year. So hopefully it might be close. But the Eagles, if the Eagles lose this game, then we need to. Patullo need to go, and we need to never make this decision again. I think they should let Sirianni learn, if Patullo doesn't capitalize in these playoffs, about, I know guys are in the system, but you got to weigh a little options and a little better for choosing the offensive coordinator. Now, the Philadelphia 76ers. It's been crazy, man. They are really making their move. 21-15, 11-6 on the road. That's crazy. I'm talking about from last year. I'm sorry. I'm just reminiscing about last year. Last year was crazy. Last year, it was really unexpected. The injuries were unexpected. We got to understand the injuries. Nobody's understanding that. They acting like that hampered them. But you can see now. And now you can see what happened last year. Injuries were really affecting them. They ended up being blessed and getting the number 3 overall pick, having a big 4 now. It's not a big 3. That man has impacted enough to where you got to start saying, I'm talking about he's impacted from the first game. So we got to go to that, man. That is something that has to be acknowledge. Tyrese Maxey this year. Man, that's crazy. Tyrese Maxey. Listen, Tyrese Maxey, first player in Sixers history to have full 40-plus games in the first 20 games of the season. I knew he was becoming special that year that Embiid had like 70-something plus game, or it was crazy, right? And he had some 2 other 50-point games. Tyrese Maxey had like 3 50-point games that year. I gotta look back at that year. I want to say the year before last, or the MVP season of Embiid. It was one of them 2 years. He had that, and I was like, this dude is stupid nice. So I mean, he's doing so much, playing big. It's only gonna get better. I mean, because if you look at the team now, he's the focal point. Everybody else is like kind of around. He kind of makes everybody better. He's the man that's going to go out and scorch the net, and then everybody kind of is fed off of that. It's kind of hard to play them because of that. Looking at Paul George, man, it's kind of crazy because Paul George, he's having one of them seasons. Let's talk about the win, 103-91. They beat the Orlando Magic, who were 21-17 at the time, and lost. I mean, so making 21-15. Paul George had 18 points, had 9 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks, plus 9. I mean, he has been great. And you don't need 20 points a game. Right now, he's averaging 16, 5.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting 37% from the three-point line. I mean, what more could you ask for, especially with Tyrese Maxey doing what he does? You don't need all that. You don't need, him to kick up 20 points. You just don't need that. You need him to play good defense and do everything good, passing, rebounding, and being the elite defender he is too. Because let's talk about that. As you can see, an elite defender. 3-point shooting struggles aside, Paul George was very good in the Sixers win in Orlando on Friday. His performance in the fourth quarter was outstanding. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 1 steal. He's been a two-way monster. Also, Paul George has been a legitimate difference maker. What's up, shout out to my guy Zach there. Used to work with him, Philly Sports Network. Defensively, he's been a difference maker defensively for the Sixers all season long. Philly boosts a defensive rating of 109.7 with George compared to a 116.9 without him. The Sixers will need George to set the defensive tone as they attempt to make a push in the East. Right. Because with the big four, they kind of they could stand up to OKC. The only difference between them and OKC is OKC has a championship, and they have experience and chemistry together longer than the Sixers have. But you're looking at the talent-wise, I mean, they can compete with anybody. They lost to OKC, and then they got blew out. And I forgot somebody wasn't playing. I don't think the big four was playing. But that team is hard to beat with all 4 of them guys playing. All 4 of them? All 4 is hard to beat. Also, more Paul George. We need more Paul George. Paul George recently scored 19,000 points, making him 67th all time. I mean, we talking about Daryl Morey. What he's done for these Sixers since he's been here has been crazy. You got James Harden first. You had him, and then you tried. Then, oh man, it messed up. That could have been super bad. He didn't. I mean, because he didn't give him the money he wanted. That's really what happened. He just didn't get. He promised some money. He took that less money. He didn't give it to him. I get Harden, and Morey just chose not to do it and go a younger route. Because he didn't want to give him that much money. So, James Harden not getting that. He made the trades, and these trades did not hurt the Sixers. Then we talking about last year. It could have been bad coming into this year. No, the Sixers are back. 19,000 points, man. This has been a real good team and fun to watch. Super fun to watch. Oh, yeah, man. We're going to do this right quick. Listen, Villanova. Let's talk about Villanova, man. was like 76-73. Won that game, man. It was good to come back. Good to get that. Good to get that. I mean, after a loss, just like Villanova women came back, it could have been down, could have had a losing streak. Any team, they could do that. Think they have a losing streak, could not play the same. Villanova was tough. Marquette played them tough. Shout out to Nigel James Jr., who had a heck of a game. Let's get into that box score. I mean, he was a freshman. Nigel James Jr. is a freshman, and he had a heck of a game. Nigel James Jr. had a heck of a game. As you can see, 31 points, 5 assists. This young man's gonna be something. 6 assists, 3 steals. This young man's gonna be something. You look at Royce Perriman. He was one of the top players out of his class, high school. He's had a good game, 17, showing him he has that talent. 8 for 8 from free throws. Really showed who was the best team was Nova. If you're also looking at Nova, you're looking at Malachi Palmer had 12 minutes. Devin Askew off the bench, man. 13 points, 6 rebounds. I keep saying his name, too. Keep saying his name. 13 points, 6 rebounds off the bench is so key to get a guy to give you 25 minutes and being effective. Be one of the best players on the floor when he steps out there. 20 points for Caden Lewis. 8 assists. Where we going? I mean, this is a team that's going to get better and better. Now, and here they go. They win again. Bryce Lindsey's having a little struggle. Couple games. He did have 9 though. I said you got to get 9. Perkins had 8. He didn't go to 4 or 5. He had 8. 4 steals. Perkins is a good defender too. He's been an underrated rebounding defender. 9 points, 5 rebounds for Lindsey. 8 points, 4 steals for 2 assists for Perkins. New Brenner had 12 points, 4 rebounds. He stays in it. Stays a guy. He got into foul trouble, fouled out, 5 fouls. But Duke Brennan, before he went out, look, 6 for 7. Then Matt Hodge was the man. They 4 for 6 from the 3-point line. He was filling it behind the 3-point line. Matt Hodge, he was the man to get it jumped off to the whole game. So Villanova is looking like a collective team right now, each game. It's good to see a team. It's good to see a team. It's like the Sixers. Good to see a team where each game they get better. And then you see the talent around. 55% from the floor. Playing good defense, shut Marquette down to 43.9. Nigel James Jr. was just having a field day, though. He was the one shooting. 28% from 3. They struggled from 3. They did. And Marquette shot better. But the big thing, y'all see what their percentage is. And as good as Marquette did, Villanova didn't miss a shot. Both teams with assists, steals. Villanova had more. It was a real close game. It was a good game. Marquette, just because they're 6-10, don't get it twisted. Marquette is a very talented team. Very talented team. They're a Big East team. You put them in, they'd be number 1 in the A10. I mean, they're a tough team. Looking at a scene what Villanova can do, where these guys is at, man. The camaraderie, what this coaching staff is doing. You got Ashley Howard, one of the greats out there in recruiting. Coach Kevin Norris, Ricky Harris, Greg Manning. Listen, man, you talking about a squad, and you got to have a squad in college. That's why I say, it's kind of hard with coaching. Some guys don't want to coach college. They're like, some guys don't want to coach the pros. They're like, man, you got a bunch of grown men. They're not going to listen to you. Then you got a college. People don't want to come to college. Oh, man, all the young kids. I don't want to talk. You got to be a special coach to be a coach. And you also have to be mentally comfortable. And Willard is great. Norris is great. Manning is great. Harris is great. These guys are good. So anything you're hearing, that's the first thing about anything in Villanova over the years, crazy. All the coaches it's always been a good coaching staff. That is the great consistent thing about Villanova. It's always been a good coaching staff. Always been a good coaching staff. Always. Always been a good coaching staff. So, in my opinion, right now, this is a good time to be 13-3. 13-3. Good thing for Nova to come back, let you know ain't no fluke. They could have easily lost that game, but they didn't. Having a Caden Lewis at point guard is is beneficial, man. Having a Caden Lewis at point guard is beneficial. Um, he's impressive, man. He's super impressive. I have to say, congratulations to Coach Kevin Willard and everybody that had something. It's just crazy. It's good to see. He's young. He's got a long way to go. I mean, he's having a good season. He continues to go up, and his stock in the draft could. I'm telling y'all right now, man. You don't say it now, but if when the tournament comes and he's showing out in the tournament, that's what's going to get him in the lottery. Right now, it's a lot of good freshmen. So Caden Lewis is the one with the eye on him, right? But at the same time, it's a lot of guys that already had their place in the mock draft, and some new ones have kicked in. And Caden's kind of not like hanging off because he was with somebody, then he's not with somebody. Now he's with Villanova. I'm just telling you how it goes. This is how it goes. It's like when you get transferred, or if you stay an extra year, then that is going against the eye. It's making a longer eye look at you. Now they just want to see you develop. And now they're looking at this draft class and who they already had up, and they're looking at you like, oh, it's his first year. So now he's in everybody's conversations, and he's not placed yet in the mock. But, man, if you start seeing the Caden in the top 20 about around March, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Top 20 mock drafts, do not be surprised. He's doing a good job, and he's young, and he's making it happen. Other guys I'm looking at, and then these guys, if Villanova can make it to the Final Four, these guys are showing who they are. Matthew Hodge. Matthew Hodge is a freshman. Freshmen always get the first look, and it was academic eligibility, just like Amari Spellman, who also went his first year. It's like, no, that's not his first year. That was his first year. He didn't play. That's his first year. We ain't talking about, not even talking about injury. We talking about academic ineligibility. And he didn't get hurt in the game. He didn't get a chance to play a game. So this is different. You got to call, man, a freshman. And to me, that was Jay Wright's first one and done. Well, people will tell you, oh, that's not, some people, whatever. He didn't play. He didn't get hurt on the floor. He only played when he played. We ain't talking about practice. We ain't talking about none of that. We talking about on the floor. And to me, that was Jay Wright's first one and done. Looking at, Caden Lewis is again. Bryce Lindsey next year. And the crazy part, he could be, the tournament does so much like it did for DiVincenzo. If Villanova goes on a run and gets the Great 8 or Final Four, and I think a Caden Lewis is on the mark being looked at more. He's the number one NBA prospect on Villanova right now. People are looking at him more. So if they make it to the Great 8, I could see him being in the first round. But if they make it to the Great 8, don't think that Hodge or Lindsey could be looked at unless they get to the Final Four. They get to the Final Four, then the eyes are looking more to see how much they have done since the tournament. And then that's when I see a Lindsey or Hodge being placed. And then that would get Duke Brennan drafted. It's not a certainty. That's another prospect. But it's not a certainty that Brennan's going to get drafted because of the style power forward he is for this type of generation. You know, I think he should be drafted, second round pick. But he's not the favorite type of power forward. He's not that guy. So I already know, man, he's a hell of a player. But I know how people are going. I know how scouts are going to look. I know what they're thinking about this game. But as far as everything's going, Caden Lewis is now for sure first round pick or lottery or even drafted right now. It's just that he's being looked at right now for the 2027 draft. Believe me, all three guys you're looking at: Hodge, Lindsey, and Caden Lewis. Those are three guys for sure that are on radars heavy for next year's draft. Heavy 2027 look, they're looking at him. Where would I put him, or where I think Caden Lewis is going to be in the first round? It's a possibility he's a lottery pick. It's a possibility that Caden Lewis will be a lottery pick if he comes out in 2027. Now, Bryce Lindsey's another one. I think he could be a first-round pick, unless it depends on how much he's scoring. If you're seeing 17 a game from Lindsey, he's a first-round pick. But if Lindsey scored 24 next year, you're looking at a lottery pick. But I think he's a top 20 pick, no question. I think they're going to go for him, no question. The way he shoots, the type of shooter he is, the range he has, and who he's playing for. Bryce Lindsey, who Willard has put in the NBA already, especially the Derek Queen stuff started a lot. He put a freshman that wasn't even looked at as the way he was looked at until he played for Maryland. So playing with Coach Willard. Coach Willard knows how to develop players. Look how Rodney Rice is playing for USC right now. Jacob Gillespie. Everybody, you know what I mean? Gillespie, they go, oh, no, he played in his system. And then after that, he progresses somewhere else. He's doing great at Tennessee. So I like the way Coach Willard develops players and his staff. They develop players. And now we're looking at this situation with Villanova. And they're going to continue, to progress and become a better team. Now, coming back, I have high-level sports talk coming to y'all. You know what? I'm talking to 2026 defensive tackle commit out of Maryland, Thomas Coates, man. Yeah, I'm talking about that 2026 Villanova football class is super and crazy, man. And right now, we're going to get some things going. Listen, I had to talk to y'all about Philly. The Eagles game is today, so I'm doing this high-level sports talk real quick. I'm gonna have the same. Look, we're gonna stay in studio. I'm gonna rest for a minute, and then we're gonna come back around 1:25 for high-level sports talk on Hardcore Sports Next. Shout out to Simone Stanley. Shout out to Lord Brunson. Shout out to Big Zay. Shout out to my guy. Goodness gracious, he did just elbow me in the face in the midair, man. Cool Cat Connors. We do Broad Street Blitz Take every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eagle broadcast. Who's flying in the fly? I will get Jamie Boscal on soon and some more guys. I have y'all some news. The Flyers are doing great. Trevor Zegras is making it happen. It's great right now. The Phillies and Bo Bichette. It's real. It's real. They haven't signed him yet, but I think it's 100% done. It's the reason why they brought Don Mattingly in, who was with Toronto. It's real cool with him. I mean, Don Mattingly was one of my favorite baseball players. Yankees. We got that old style like John Kruk, man. Them old guys, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Frank Thomas, Jose Canseco, McGuire. Stop talking about PEDs. Listen. Max Kepler was with us last year, with the Phillies last year, and he got 80-game suspension for PEDs. But what type of number is it? What is it? Is that y'all thinking that the PEDs really make the player? Of course they upgrade a little strength. They don't upgrade you like that. It's two different upgrades. They think that if you take these, you're going to hit 200 RBIs and 50 home runs you're going to have this Hall of Fame career. Max Kepler hit like 216 last year. What do you have, like 18 home runs, 52 RBIs? And I just think that because I can go back to the Barry Bonds situation and they talk about Clemens and them guys were just great. They just had PEDs. If it helped them out, it just helped them out. It didn't give them the Hall of Fame. It didn't give him the Hall of Fame. You have to be great. No matter what type of extra strength you got, you can be Max Kepler. I mean, if you look at all the guys that they put on their list, back in the day, I forgot, they released a list where someone told, it might have been Canseco, told that had a whole little list with guys that did the steroid thing. And you looking at their list, them guys ain't all got the similar numbers at all. It ain't even remotely close. That it's not even 50, 60, 40, where 40%, where it'd be 60% of them went up dramatically or went up or improved in PED. Do they know when they took them? They don't know when they took it. It's just one. So it's crazy. Like, I think that's messed up to judge a great like that. But anyway, just giving y'all some things that's out. Like I say, Bo Bichette, no question. Gonna do his thing. Flies, listen. Alexei Kozlov is doing good down there. He could be coming up. They might be trading Erson, man. Vladar doing too good, and Erson is just not. It just don't seem. We'll see how it goes, man. All right, so we out of here, man. Y'all watch the Eagle game. It's on. We here in Philly. I'm in Philly. We in Philly. It's on. Y'all know. Listen, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow it. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. How about y'all? Y'all do y'all thing. God bless all your families. And stay safe out there and do your thing, man. Out. Follow the leader.